It's your boy Dello, aka Real Life Stoner, RLS, whatever you want to say. You feel me? And welcome to the channel. So basically, I plan on doing reactions. You know, probably to maybe some first take reactions, cop chases, car chases, criminal shit, some JVP. Basically whatever I feel like doing. You know, it'll be room to grow. I plan on making some other channels too, so the other channels will probably be, you know, vlogging, some workout, cooking, you know, we'll see. We do a whole lot of stuff over here, man, so, you know, just welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate everybody for clicking, you know, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the bells, all that shit, and, let's do it, man. Further ado, let's get to the first video, man. By the way, I know you probably like, what the fuck he got home? I got hungry. Went got me a, we'll talk about my food habits later.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the First Amendment, reasonable suspicion, and trespassing, and is brought to us by KULT News' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On June 17th, 2024, KULT News reporter Mike Norton decided to conduct a First Amendment audit by filming and photographing a branch of the Washington Federal Bank in Bremerton, Washington from a public sidewalk. The interaction that followed was recorded by Mr. Norton and later on various officer body cameras.
How's it going? No complaints in yourself? About 6 foot. What are you up to? I'm gonna say about 5'3". There you go. Yeah, I know. Just taking some pictures of the bank. Picture 3.
Said, what, do I get quite loud with this employee, or is the branch manager a liar? You be the judge. Let's see.
About 6 foot. What are you up to? I'm gonna say about 5'3". There you go. Yeah, I know. Just taking some pictures of the bank. Pictures.
You gonna do some cleaning or doing?
No, definitely no cleaning. It's a mystery. I just tell them, it's a mystery.
Stay safe out there.
Hey, you stay safe in there. Although you're probably safer in there than I am out here.
She like one of them people that's already annoying. Like, look at that. She like, you go to work, she gonna want some, so, you're 2 minutes late? Like, what the fuck, like.
Hey, you stay safe in there. Although you're probably safer in there than I am out here. Yeah, that's a good one. There you go. That's how you do it. You got a problem with somebody outside of the camera? If you have a problem with somebody outside of the camera, you just close your blinds. It's not rocket science, man. The fact of the matter is, it's perfectly legal to walk around, at least in Bremerton, Washington, to walk around with a mask on, taking pictures in public.
As Mr. Norton continues to film and photograph from the sidewalk, a bank client calls 911 to report his activities.
911, what are you reporting?
Now, don't get me wrong. It might be legal to, you know, take pictures of that bank and shit, but like, you can't get me wrong. It's a little weird to take pictures of a bank, because for all I know, you might be trying to rob us, bro. You might be trying to get our schedule. You might be trying to see who's up in here. You know what I'm saying? You might try to differentiate who's associate, who's a bystander. I don't know. I can barely see your face. You masked up, glasses on, camera just taking pictures, bro. For how, I don't know what you got going on. So I'm not mad at them for being suspicious at him. For real, for real.
It's a non-emergency. I'm at the WaFd Bank here in Bremerton off of 303, and there is a man outside with a mega camera taking photos of inside the bank.
And I'm so sorry, one more time, the name of the business?
Washington Federal. He's got a mask on.
Is he there right now?
Yep,
He's
he
outside,
certainly
correct?
is. Yes, he is. And he's using his camera to scope into the bank.
Does he have any weapons with him?
I don't know.
Want to get a
He's got
reconstruction? Is he white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
He's white. He's got a blue cap on.
How old does he look? I know it's kind of hard with the mask, if you can tell.
Maybe 40s, maybe 50s.
How tall is he?
I can't tell.
That's not,
Man, they like slow down with the questions, gang. Like let me look. Ask how tall is like I get it, you gotta do your job, but slow down, gang.
is he small, medium, or heavy build?
I don't know. And he's moving around.
A blue cap, blue jacket, anything else?
No, and he just raised the camera.
And again, I want to make sure he's outside of the building, correct?
That's correct.
And I don't want you to do this, but I want to know, did anybody confront him or ask him why he's doing this?
No, I came into the branch.
Thinking about it, what made her probably call the police is the fact that he was like, you're probably more safer in there than I am out here, or you are out here, or whatever he said, something like that. And you know how females is sometimes. Say that, they got arrested. He just told me I'm safer inside because I don't know what he's doing outside. You know, they can take that the wrong way. So
And the girls were closing the blinds so that he wasn't able to take pictures. There is one window that's exposed to the north.
Is it like a phone,
That-
or is it like a big camera?
It's a big camera.
Well, what is your role there?
I'm a client of Washington Federal.
what is my role here? What does my role have to do with anything? I'm calling, letting you know there's someone outside taking pictures of us inside. That should already let you know that I'm an employee of this place. What are we doing here, bro?
Who's going to make a deposit?
Here, it does look like my partner is working on letting them know. Would you like follow-up
Okay.
contact from law enforcement? Again, you don't have to.
Yes. Do you want the ladies to go ahead and lock the door?
It'll be whatever's their policy, whatever's best for them. I can go
I
ahead
mean, I
and
would lock the
request
door.
to ask law enforcement, but I'm not absolutely certain. But again, you said you did want follow-up contact from law enforcement?
Yes, please.
Were you preferring contact in person there or over the phone?
No, in person.
Okay.
I think somebody needs to come to the branch.
Okay. And I just want to make sure, is there a reason why the employees aren't calling?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't.
Wait, what?
I think somebody needs to come to the branch.
Okay. And I just want to make sure, is there a reason why the employees aren't calling?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't answer that.
That's okay.
Wait, so this lady isn't there. She doesn't work there. She just works for them. She's calling for them? Alright, I'm not mad at the question earlier now. I'm not mad at that question because, like, who are you now? I know you not a setup, and this not a diversion. Yeah, why aren't they calling? If they feel some type of y'all call corporate, whoever this lady is, why didn't y'all just call 911? I don't.
The individual outside, it doesn't look like he's related in any way to the bank, correct?
No.
Okay. Well, again, if nothing has changed so far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let you go take these other emergency calls, but if anything changes before they get there, I want you to give us a call back on 911, all right?
I will. Thank you.
No problem. I'll let you go.
Bye.
There we go. Turn the neighborhood police officers here. Sheriff's office. I'm assuming there's not a bank robbery going on in there. Walk past this place and they're all dropping to the floor, and I was like, what the hell's going on in there? There you go.
Hey, can I help you?
No, thank you. I appreciate you asking.
Can I ask you why you're standing outside?
Deputy T. Dominguez, Kitsap County Sheriff Department, Bremerton, Washington. Deputy Dominguez got one of those. Flatbreads.
Recording.
Well, you can ask.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm not going to tell you. You can ask. Yes, absolutely.
Well, you're the subject of a radio call now because
What was the call about?
Suspicious behavior that you're standing outside of the bank, recording and taking photographs of the bank.
So somebody called and said that I was taking photos?
Yes, with your camera.
Yeah, public sidewalk. And you guys actually came out for that?
Why would
Crazy.
we?
I mean, if somebody called and said there's a Jew walking down the sidewalk, would you guys respond to that, or is it just?
That's a little extra. That's one call that said there's a guy taking pictures inside of a bank. He's got a mask on. I mean, we're gonna at least, I'm not mad at him. We're gonna at least check out, make sure it's cool. He's being a little extra right now. He's being a little extra, in my opinion, because if that's like you being at your crib and that's private property. So, I mean, if you at your crib, but I'm at, a parking lot across the street or something, I got a camera, you can see me just looking at your crib, it's like I'm looking inside your house. I mean, what's the difference? I'm pretty sure they have private property. That the sidewalk is public, but that's private property. You look inside of it. Nigga, I'm gonna see what's to you. I ain't mad at it. He kind of tweaking. He kind of tweaking a little bit.
Just people taking pictures? I don't understand. I mean, it's not a crime. Nothing illegal.
But it is scary for the people inside. It's concerning.
Well, if it's scary for the people inside,
I believe it's concerning if you're outside photographing a bank.
I'll tell you, when
Do you
people
not
are,
think that's suspicious, sir?
I do not actually.
Okay.
When people find things scary, I know fear makes people do strange things. For example, if I was afraid of somebody outside, I wouldn't send a woman out by herself, feet from the man, to confront him. I would, I'd stay inside, first of all. So a gal came outside and was talking to me. She didn't seem scared at all. And if she was scared, she had a funny way of showing it.
Was she an employee?
Yeah, I believe she was, yes.
Okay, well, so who called us was not an employee.
I-
So,
I have no control over that.
So it wasn't an employee who called. So who the hell called? Just a person going into the bank making a deposit call? At that point, like, kind of mind your business at that point. Now, I'll let them know, like, it's a dude outside, take a picture of the inside. If y'all worry about it, y'all not tripping, y'all don't call, cool, it's fine. I'm gonna call for shit. Y'all good, I'm great.
They called and they said, there's a man outside taking photographs.
of the bank.
Okay, are you under the impression that that's illegal?
What was that?
You're not under the impression that that is a crime, are you?
No, I'm saying it's suspicious behavior
Yeah.
that you're standing out front of the bank.
Well, there's 10,000 reasons why somebody might be standing outside of the bank recording. And I'll be frank with you, to address,
Do you have any ID on you, sir?
sure, but
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of that,
Do
though.
you mind handing it to me?
I do, actually, because I'm not a big fan of forfeiting my Fourth Amendment rights to placate the personal curiosity of yourself or somebody inside of a
It's
bank.
not of myself.
No.
I didn't just pass along and see you standing here recording and
Yeah,
choose
it's
to stop you.
okay. I'm gonna.
You were the subject of a radio call. There's a difference there.
It's not a crime.
I'm just telling
All
you.
right, I'm telling you, it's
Okay,
not a crime.
but I
So
can still identify who you are.
you can ask.
Deputy T. Dominguez of the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office responds to the
He's not wrong here, though. You're not doing nothing illegal. You're not doing nothing wrong. You're technically not being detained. You haven't detained me. You know what I mean? It's not a crime. You can ask me who I am. But that's about it. Tell you my name, I'm not giving you nothing. I still think he being extra. I still think he was looking for some type of confrontation with this.
911 call. When she arrives, she requests Mr. Norton's identification, and he refuses to provide it, arguing that she must have reasonable suspicion that he has committed a crime in order to demand identification. Unlike many other states, Washington does not have a so-called stop and identify statute that requires pedestrians to identify themselves to police officers. However, even if Washington law did require citizens to identify themselves during lawful Terry detentions, it is questionable whether the officers would have the reasonable suspicion of criminal activity necessary to require Mr. Norton to identify himself under these circumstances. As we have discussed before here on ATA, courts have consistently recognized that filming in public is protected by the First Amendment. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Washington...
I heard that, just in case I didn't know that. In public, though. Some niggas be trying to get with that shit on the private property shit. It's not gonna work. You better make sure you're in public. If they say that little patch of grass right there is the only public, you better make sure you're in that little patch of grass, my boy. That private shit, it gets different. You will be shot in certain states. Throwing it out there.
State recognized a quote-unquote First Amendment right to film matters of public interest in the 1995 case of Fordyce versus Seattle. The Ninth Circuit reaffirmed this right in the 2018 case of Askins versus U.S. Department of Homeland Security, stating that, quote, the First Amendment protects the right to photograph and record matters of public interest. The government's ability to regulate speech in a traditional public forum, such as a street, sidewalk, or park, is sharply circumscribed. It is rare that a regulation restricting speech because of its content will ever be permissible. Therefore, it is likely that a court would determine that Mr. Norton's filming of the bank was protected by the First Amendment, and because he was on a public sidewalk, it is highly improbable that a court would find that any restriction against filming the bank could be lawful. Still, it is important to note that...
See? And this is where it gets technical. Since he was on the sidewalk, he's good. But let's say he was in the grass. It might be trespassing at that point. And at that point, you might be required to show ID because they saw you on the grass. He could saw you on the grass. You could have walked to the sidewalk, but I saw you on the grass.
Some circumstances, First Amendment protected activity can contribute to reasonable suspicion supporting a lawful detention. For instance, in the 2017 case of Turner versus Driver, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals granted qualified immunity to officers who conducted a Terry stop on an individual who was filming the quote-unquote routine activities of a police station from a public sidewalk across the street, despite the fact that the court recognized the existence of a First Amendment right to record the police in public. In reaching its conclusion, the court argued that, quote, it is appropriate for the police to take into account the location of the suspicious conduct and the degree of the potential danger being investigated.
See, to take account of the location, where to say, it is appropriate for the police to take into account the location of the suspicious conduct and the degree of the potential danger being investigated. Where it's not suspicious is one location, may be highly suspicious in another. So I'm saying? So yeah, at that bank, it didn't look so suspicious. At the police station, it looks a little more suspicious. To me, I feel like they should be one and the same because they high up. But both kind of like, I want to say both are federal locations. But yeah.
Not suspicious in one location may be highly suspicious in another. The court also reasoned that filming a police station, quote, potentially threatened security procedures at a location where order was paramount, determining that a reasonable person could have suspected that the filmer was, as they call, casing the station to prepare for criminal activity, and therefore could have found his filming sufficiently suspicious to warrant a brief detention. Given the low standard of evidence required to meet the reasonable suspicion threshold, a court could conceivably conclude that Deputy Dominguez had the reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Norton if she had chosen to do so. Regardless of whether or not she had reasonable suspicion, however, Washington law did not authorize her to demand that Mr. Norton identify himself, although she did not violate the Fourth Amendment by simply asking for his ID. And it is likely that a court would conclude that Deputy Dominguez would not have the authority to order Mr. Norton to stop filming the bank under these circumstances.
And I can refuse because I haven't committed a crime. You have to have a reasonable and articulable suspicion of a crime. Don't you agree,
And I could
Deputy
believe
Dominguez?
that you could be doing this for purposes of committing a crime.
I could be doing this for purposes of committing a crime.
Yeah, you're photographing a bank.
Yeah, I guess I could be, theoretically.
Don't
I'm not.
take my picture.
Are you serious?
Do not take my picture.
Are you serious? I'm taking
Yeah, I'm
32
absolutely
frames per second.
serious.
Whoa, whoa! Stay away from me. Hey! I will take your picture. It's perfectly boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
And at that point, this video should be over with. But the fact that we got apparently 15 more minutes, a little bit under 15 more minutes, that means something went left. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like a bring the supervisor available.
See, now you're calling for backup. You said have a good day. You should just left it at that. But now you're calling for backup. Now it's extra.
The subject here is uncooperative and refusing to answer any statements.
Back up for that. Take off the photo. You got what you're doing.
I walked away and he's continuing to follow me. Don't come any closer. Hey, I'm letting you know. Don't come any closer. You can stay right there if you want to continue to record. If you want to continue to record, you can stay over there.
right to walk up the sidewalk.
But don't come any closer.
I'm walking up the sidewalk.
Okay, continue to walk up the sidewalk.
Don't take the small man. Have you been drinking today?
Have I been drinking?
Have you been drinking today?
Yeah, I feel like he antagonizing though, man. He wanted a reaction today to get this all on film. And he got what he wanted, so he won. If you ask me, he's winning. He up 2-1.
Thank you. And he is recording, just for units to be aware, and taking photographs of me. I have a feeling, just so you guys know I'm on, I have a feeling he's like a First Amendment person and rights. I don't know. He wouldn't talk. He didn't want to give me any info. He didn't want to give me anything. So I told him I was very surprised with his way now. They're concerned because he has been like zooming in with the camera. They don't know what he's trying to take pictures of inside the bank because he's standing on the other side where the window is. They want him trespassed. They don't want him.
Is it on the property right now?
Back. Yeah.
He posted up on the property, so he already probably knows the game.
Yeah. So I figure whenever the supervisor gets here, I'll let them make that call.
Did they
Just trying to
want a
ID him.
supervisor?
No, I called one. I'll explain.
Yeah, right now, she's looking down because it's like you could have just left. You didn't have to call me. He's not doing nothing wrong technically. They can't trespass him technically. So just leave. But if he continues to antagonize them, if he does something to antagonize them, then you can come back and enforce the law and do what you need to do. But at this point, I can tell right now, these niggas like, why you got us here? See.
Let them make that call.
Did they
Just trying to ID
want a
him.
supervisor?
No, I called one. I'll explain. And then he just started, he like took the camera like this, and I told him get it out of my face, and I tried to move, and he's like, you're gonna not let me take pictures of you, and I kept moving in a circle around him, and I was like, hey, have a good day, bye, and I just walked off, and he just like followed me up, and I was like, I told you to stop, you can wait on the sidewalk, don't come any closer.
Deputy Dominguez alleges that Mr. Norton aggressively invaded her space in his attempts to take photos of her, claiming that he put his camera directly in her face and that she tried to back away from him. However, her own body camera footage clearly contradicts her version of events.
I could be, theoretically. I'm
Don't
not.
take my picture.
Are you serious?
Do not take my picture.
Are you serious? I'm taking
I'm
32 frames per
absolutely
second.
serious.
Whoa! Stay away from me.
Yeah, she walked up on him technically. So.
Hey!
The body camera footage clearly shows that Mr. Norton was standing about 10 feet away from Deputy Dominguez when he raised his camera without moving towards her at all, and that Deputy Dominguez stepped towards him multiple times.
Yo, they ain't 10 feet, bro. Is it? Cause I feel like she took like 2-3 steps and she was right there.
Mr. Norton was standing about 10 feet away from Deputy
One,
Dominguez when he raised his
two.
camera without moving towards her at all, and that Deputy Dominguez stepped towards him
That was
multiple
4
times,
steps.
causing Mr. Norton repeatedly to step back and even tell her to, quote unquote, stay away from him.
And he was like, I can't walk on the sidewalk. And I told him, yeah, you can walk on the sidewalk, stay on the sidewalk.
I might not do
So,
much.
if the bank just wants to trespass and he's going to refuse to identify himself, then just fill out a trespass form and just take a picture of him. And then that's it. Just verbally tell him, hey, you're not allowed back here, you're not for a year or whatever, and you can come back and you trespass. That's about it. But he can stand on the sidewalk on public property and record as much as he wants. So.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know why they'd send a woman out here to confront me if I'm so scary. And I was like, well, the employees didn't call us. It was someone else. I don't know. He was being very...
So who wants some trespass then? The
The
employees?
bank. They said that they are concerned. We'll print one and then fill it out.
We'll just print it and start filling it out. We'll just hang out till over here.
What happened though? Why?
It's a
why
little-
is this
I think it's a
still so
first.
long?
I'm gonna go and mute here. He has been.
Here.
He's out screaming at me now, so
I don't want to leave in the middle of like a police investigation.
he had.
Are we all good? Did you guys set Dominguez straight? She seemed real scared.
He has been.
Here.
He's out screaming at me now, so
I don't want to leave in the middle of like a police investigation. That's what makes you all good. Dominguez seemed really scared.
saying that Dominguez is
I
really
don't know
scared.
why. That's what makes sure you guys are good. Just telling this guy out taking pictures.
Just a guy out here taking pictures is what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't do just antagonizing, bro. I don't know why. I don't know. He's just being extra. He wanted them dudes who just want to get a reaction, post it, talk about it, get uproar out of people.
I think the plan is we're going to issue him a trespass notice, and whether he takes it or not, he's not supposed to come into the bank. We'll have him on camera. Huh? Or be on the bank or bank property. He's on the sidewalk now. Yeah, so we'll hand him the trespass notice. If he wants to sign it, he can sign it. If not, we'll just hand it to him and I'll be done with it. Doesn't matter if you accept it or not. If we have an image go onto the property, you'll be arrested for trespass.
Deputy Lilly explains that the officers plan to issue a trespass notice to Mr. Norton, and that if he enters the bank property, he will be arrested for trespassing. Private property owners have broad rights to control access to their property, and Washington's criminal trespass statutes do not require a citizen to have been on the property before to sustain a trespassing conviction. All that matters is that at the time of entry, the individual is not allowed to be there. For instance, Section 9A.52.070 of the Washington Revised Code states that, quote, a person is guilty of criminal trespass in the first degree if he or she knowingly enters or remains unlawfully in a building. Likewise, according to Section 9A.52.080 of the Washington Revised Code, quote, a person is guilty of criminal trespass in the second degree if he or she knowingly enters or remains unlawfully in or upon premises of another under circumstances not constituting criminal trespass in the first degree. As Section 9A.52.010 of the Code explains, quote, a person, quote unquote, enters or remains unlawfully in or upon premises when he or she is not then licensed, invited, or otherwise privileged to so enter or remain. Although citizens are generally considered to be quote-unquote privileged to enter private premises that are held open to the public for customers to visit, such as a bank, as Division 1 of the Court of Appeals of Washington explained in the 2005 case of State versus Belarus, quote, a private property owner may restrict the use of its property so long as the restrictions are not discriminatory. A person's presence may be rendered unlawful by a revocation of the privilege to be here. This right to exclude exists even if the property is otherwise open to the public. In the same vein, Division 3 of the Court of Appeals of Washington held in the 1998 case of State versus Kutch that the defendant's violation of a notice banning him from a shopping mall for 1 year constituted an unlawful entry. Accordingly, a court would likely find that it was lawful for the bank to, quote-unquote, trespass Mr. Norton from its property, even though he had not entered it, and that he could be lawfully arrested if he entered onto bank property after receiving the warning.
He was.
I want to say that happens. I want to say that's here I am at as well, because I used to, I worked at Walmart as AP, you know, for a little over a year, and I used to have to trespass people. And sometimes I had to trespass people who, like this, technically wasn't on their property or doing nothing wrong, but people felt suspicious or their workers felt suspicious, threatened, or for whatever reason. And me as AP or LP, however it is where you are, you know, they have us issue the trespass. We don't normally have to get cops involved. You know, usually cops get involved when we have to call the cops prior to some whatever suspicion, you know, beforehand. But yeah, though, man, that trespassing shit. But I mean, if a different worker is there and they don't pay attention to the picture, because the picture's probably in a database. It's probably not a picture of him actually on the wall somewhere. It's probably in the computer under a certain database somewhere. And if you're not aware of the guy wasn't here, don't know what he looks like, you know, because they tell you don't know what he fully looks like. So if he comes here without the mask, how you know, right? But you know, he can easily get around it. You feel me? Dye my hair a different color. You feel me? It's not that hard. Let's say he open his mouth and they might know at that point.
He's getting the camera right in her face, like encroaching on her personal space. I would agree, but that I wasn't there. I don't know.
So it seems Deputy Dominguez, the fragile little snowflake that she is, she got really scared when I started aiming the camera at her, which is really weird because I've been recording her 32 frames per second from the minute she approached me. So I can't make heads or tails out of that. The camera scared her. I got this guy here. I don't know who this fellow is. And we've got this one here. And then there's another fellow over here. I think they're just trying to double check and verify that the First Amendment hasn't been rescinded yet.
All right. Well, he's videotaping me as I'm walking around with my cell phone, so I'm gonna get off. Right. So, the game plan, as I understand it, Tony's gonna issue him trespass notice and tell him he's trespassed. I don't think we need to go up and force to do that. Somebody with Dominguez would be fine.
I don't care. A little bit.
Should see what car he's in.
I'm sure he's walking.
Do you want me or my trainee?
Well, I wrote you down.
Okay.
I don't want any.
Yeah.
He's a little. He walked off that way somewhere.
Like, am I free to go? And I was like, well, man, you haven't committed a crime. You're not being detained. So.
He was videotaping from inside.
Oh, from inside?
He's videotaping from a window inside, so we'll go this way in case we see him.
I don't think you can't come up this way without getting
Alright, let's go this side.
That's why they just don't let this be over with, bro. They dragging it, bro.
We don't need to go in force. I'll go with Dominguez. That's sit tight.
We got all the windows blocked successfully. There you go. Paranoid bank employees. I'm walking by and yes, I am. If you check us out online, I might get arrested here in about 2 minutes. So if you want to stick around, I'll tell you. Take some footage of this if these guys are.
Told you, right? He one of those people. He just want the reaction. He just want to cause chaos. He just want to cause uproar for no reason, bro. For no reason, just to do it, just for some footage, just to say this is bad, that's bad. You know, when you can just do something else, bro.
Because I'm not going to forfeit my Fourth Amendment rights. They try to identify. One go, you'll see it. You'll see the deal. Yeah, it's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Dominguez, are you still afraid of a camera? Looks like you got multiple cameras on you.
I'm serving you with a trespass notice.
Sweet.
The bank is trespassing you from the property.
From their property.
From
Sure.
their property.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
I got no problem with that.
If you trespass on their property, they will call us and you will be arrested.
Well, they're going to call you whether I trespass on their property or not, Dominguez.
Okay.
I haven't stepped foot on their property. Bless your heart. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Wait, you're not over her by chance, are you? Do you have more seniority over? I do not want to sign that. Absolutely not. Dominguez, nice try.
Here is your copy.
Thanks. Wait, let me see. What does that say exactly?
You don't want the copy?
I'm just taking a look at it. Yeah, I'll take that, sure. Peering into bank windows with camera recording. Interesting. All right. Bless your heart. Yeah, I'd get some additional training, Dominguez. You're scared of your own shadow. I'm walking up a sidewalk. You're 40 feet away and said, don't come any closer to me.
Did I tell you I was going to do anything to you? No.
You clearly panicked when I aimed the camera at you on the sidewalk. You panicked.
Okay. mad panicked right
A lot. No, you're not panicked right now because you got some backup here for you. All by yourself. You're.
I think I'm scared, sir.
I think you're a chicken. And you're all by yourself.
Okay,
All right.
You can believe whatever you want to believe, sir.
Well, I saw it with my own eyes. I mean, who do I believe? You or my lying eyes? All right.
You can believe.
You're dismissed without further argument, Dominguez.
Okay, you have a good day, sir.
I'm having a great day. I'm
That's
having a
all
great
going
day. Now we haven't seen Dominguez leave yet, so we'll stick around and keep recording. Dominguez is going out the back gate. I love it.
Mr. Norton shared his footage from the interaction, edited together with the body camera footage, which he presumably obtained through a public records request, on the KULT News YouTube channel on June 26, 2024. It is unknown whether he has filed a complaint.
Oh, that's his shit called Cult News. Yeah, he won't uproar, bro. Yeah, bro be tweaking. He one of them ones. Yeah, he one of them. You gotta watch out for him. You gotta watch out for them type of niggas, man. Watch out for them type of niggas. You gotta watch out. This one of them type of niggas you just wanna beat up. Cause they want the uproar, so you get it as the uproar, and then they gon' make a video playing victim because of what they cause technically. So it is what it is, but that's been that, man. Hey, we're gonna get at y'all on the next one. You're